All opinions expressed on this presentation are of the individuals themselves. This is for adults only and may contain discussions likely to offend. Bald Statements, starring Rob Lewis, Gary Redfern, and Will Atkins. Episode 2, Lineker Strokes.
Hello, welcome to Bold Statements. I'm Gary.
I'm Bert.
I'm Will.
Good.
Thanks for listening. So this is episode 2. Well done if you got through episode 1 without turning off. Thanks for coming back here. This is one that you guys are paying for. I think that's how it's going to work. We haven't quite worked out yet. So as you can see, we are 3 bald dudes. With differing opinions on things. I'm very much on the left, Will's very much on the right, and Gary fluctuates in between, I think. You can see the good in both arguments. We just talk about things from today's paper, which is Thursday, April the 27th, 2023.
23, yeah, we've come on leaps and bounds.
Yeah, and we just sort of talk about and discuss our opinions on it. Sometimes Will be wrong, sometimes Gary will be wrong, and then we just talk about it and go from there.
Sometimes Will will be wrong, sometimes Gary will be wrong, but that was very nice to be in there, yeah. That was marvellous. Oh, brilliant. Right, so today's subjects.
As promised, let's do a couple of little quick ones just to break the ice, shall we? Before we get onto the bigger. Sorry about the newspaper. I think the monarchy is one that we might need a whole episode about.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Margot. Sorry, go on.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Keeps everything in check as she poses in a pink gingham outfit.
We are looking at the sun here. So,
yes.
Best Margot Robbie film.
Thoughts
Best
on
Margot
that?
Robbie film is The Wolf in Wall Street.
I don't think I've seen a Margot
She
Robbie
is-
film.
Isn't that the Wolf of Wall Street?
Wolf of Wall Street. What did I say?
Wolf in Wall Street.
Of Wall Street.
You said the Wolf in Wall Street.
Whatever.
There's no wolf in there.
Well, there might be. It might have been back in the day. It might have been, but Wolf of Wall Street,
I
yes.
don't think wolves were ever
You're
native
confusing
to-
it with Little Red Riding Hood, Gav.
Well, whatever. Her best film was The Wolf
Of
of Wall Street.
I don't think I've ever seen a Margot Robbie film.
No?
See that one. If you haven't seen one,
She's
see
in the
that
new
one.
Barbie, isn't she? That's coming out. I know that.
Honestly, she won't get naked in that.
But she used to be in Neighbours, didn't she?
Yeah, so she started her
she
career.
did, yeah.
So did Russell Crowe.
Wouldn't watch a
Guy
film.
Pearce.
If one of her films got leaked on the Fappening, I might have a look, but
On the what?
the Fappening. Google's your friend. You're welcome.
Fappening?
The Fappening.
Okay. Is that
It's sort of like celebrities and famous people who have their phones hacked and stuff gets leaked.
Oh, like titties and sex. That's what it is, isn't it, really?
No, it's not. It's about their career biographies and things like that.
Yeah,
You
and to
dirty
boost their
perv.
careers.
What,
Titties.
Fappening is the website, is it?
Huh? The Fappening. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Need spelling for that? Or
Philip Schofield's pedo brother.
I couldn't give a fuck about
Allegedly.
that. Yeah.
Just
Oh yeah, allegedly a pedo.
lags turn jihadi.
Yep.
Radical gangs forcing inmates to switch religion.
I know. Now this could be controversial.
From you?
But no, I'm not being silly. You look at the majority
Okay,
of...
I don't know a lot about this story. So.
I would say,
In your opinion.
you know, how brave am I? I've got a friend called John, and John would say, right, that where there is a large Islamic element in our jail
This is a fictional friend.
because of... No, it's
Right, so
John.
It's actually called John.
Yeah, Jardy John. Yeah.
Daddy John. The
But no,
Seven of Diamonds.
Where the
Imagine
majority,
Mike.
the majority of people in there, who are religious, Islam is the primary religion because there have been quite a few
Sorry, which prison is this?
prisons all over the UK.
The Prison of John.
Just the prison in general, right?
Prison in life in
Lots
general.
of
There
Muslims.
is,
Yeah.
lots
Is
of other
that
religions.
because they
as well,
don't die when they blow themselves up?
But
Do
they're.
they get caught and they have to go to prison?
Oh my God, we're going to be on a hit list on French newspaper.
Get it out.
yeah. There's no way this ends well. So, yeah.
Let's watch that mic there, Will.
Yeah, gonna go up with a bang in it. No, I don't know. I think it's always going to be the case. They get radicalised in there. And
But honestly, who
They-
believes? Who is that naive to believe that there's like 40 virgins waiting for someone?
72.
72 virgins who when they blow themselves up, they're going to get him. Because the person before that has obviously already fucked them.
That's not the most unbelievable thing in Islam. I think the most unbelievable thing is that the Prophet Muhammad married a 9-year-old girl and then flew to the moon on a winged horse.
No one's ever gone to the moon. That's all bullshit as well.
I mean, you're wrong, but but
I agree.
But,
I agree with you, Gary.
if you could just knock that camera a bit more, Will, that'd be great.
Sorry. Oh shit. Sorry, no. I agree with
Can't
Gary on
sit
that.
still.
I agree with Gary. No one has been to the
That's
moon
episode 6.
yet. Yeah.
But just for the record, I think all religions are shit as well. I'm not just singling out Islam. I think
Agreed.
all religions are just
Yeah.
seeped in myth, and they were a way of keeping the people under control years and years ago.
Yeah.
When they didn't have many other means of doing it.
Agreed.
I think if you want, I'm talking. If you want to, if you want to believe in something,
Sit still.
Fucking hell! It's like being in a truck again.
I'm still trying to talk. If you believe in something, that's fine, but don't try and impose it onto other people. If that's what you want to believe in, right or wrong, believe in it.
Can I quote you on that later
Uh,
in another episode?
okay.
Can I just flip that round and say, if you've got a doctor and you're about to have a life-saving operation, and he comes in and he's telling you he's wearing all the attire because he believes in fairies, and he's got little fairy things on him and all this stuff, you're probably going to be a bit queasy about that doctor doing the operation.
Couldn't give a
aren't you?
shit as long as he saves me. I don't care. He can be black, white, green, orange, purple,
He
whatever
didn't
you
mention
like.
colour.
No, I
He's
didn't
talking
mention
about
colour. I'm
believing
talking
in-
about believing. Now, the thing is, you're getting people in high positions
Fucking hell.
and
Animal.
jobs. It's the Coke.
Stop
The
drinking
Pepsi.
Coke.
But no, you're
Sniff
going to
it
get...
earlier before you start the show next time.
He's got a talcum powder. No, but you're going to bring in people in high positions of power, and even with Christianity, you can go there and have a doctor or a lawyer who, if they follow Christianity, believe that 2 penguins walked across the Sahara Desert to get on a boat, and you're meant to be okay with that. All religion is a sham.
I mean,
100% with you there.
Not
Bert.
all Christians
religion is a
believe.
sham.
Not all Christians believe in that because
Noah's Ark?
a lot of them
Noah's Ark.
disregard
I
the
think-
Old Testament because the New Testament
What you'll find is the
deleted.
penguins, the penguins,
You had one.
the penguins got a lift in the camels, 2 humps, so they didn't fall off. They didn't walk.
Fact.
They got a
They
lift.
got a lift with the camels.
Yeah.
Where did they meet the camels? Did the camels come to them?
Are they Uber camels?
The internet.
To be fair, by the time the penguins have got to the camels, they're almost there.
Yeah. Well, the camels had to go and get them. That's why they had the hump.
I'm going to put one of them in.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah. There we go. Fast. Yeah. I'm only as good as what I work with. Sorry, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we could do a whole episode on religions.
We could do.
We could,
That's broken the ice a little bit.
like the penguins did.
They don't really break ice.
Well, they can if they jump on it hard enough.
Very
It's in
big.
their feet. They've got
Em-
very flat feet.
Emperor
Singular, yes,
penguins.
but if they work as a team like ants, and
Why
they all
would
jump
they?
on the same thing.
Why would they do that?
To get away from a
Does
polar
it-
bear chasing them, they could jump onto some thin ice
I
and go
don't
through
think
the
they think
ice.
that far
They'd jump
ahead.
onto a fucking camel, wouldn't they?
They wouldn't, what, in the Arctic?
Yeah.
Antarctic, I think
Yeah.
you'll find.
Oh, really? It's fucking cold. Better than the Sahara with the camels. There's no camels either. Right, anyway. Geography's for another week, alright? Fuck my life. Right. So, subject matter
That's what
today
people are
then.
paying for.
Okay,
As
yes.
promised, we're going to discuss. I don't know if there's been anything in the last month or so
Gary
with
Lineker.
this. Yeah, I mean, it all blew up, what, a couple of months back? About Gary Lineker?
About
I don't know if I've missed anything since then. Last I heard was he'd gone back to Match of the Day.
Yes, he has gone back to match.
I don't know if anything has happened since that.
He's gone back, and the left wing have rejoiced, and the cancel culturists and the woke people who implemented this whole methodology into our society rejoiced because it's the left winger who's got away with it with his left wing views. If it was someone who was leaning to the right, they would have been sacked.
But can we just
Straight
explain,
up.
because not everyone has followed this
Oh,
as
yeah,
close
sorry,
as us, so
yeah.
let's give a brief explanation of
So,
what
basically,
the story is.
Gary Lineker's a twat. To summarise,
A bit more
Your Honour.
factual. thing, yeah.
so Gary
Gary Lineker's
Lineker
a retired
decided
footballer.
to a retired footballer, yes.
Has presented match of the
never that
day
great.
for
Presented
20
match-
years now.
About 1996.
Yeah.
So about 17 years.
He moves about as much on match of the day as he did on the
27.
pitch.
Yeah, that's quite a good football analogy there for you.
Well, you know
quite
what I mean?
surprised. Yeah.
Done my research this
Yeah,
week.
yeah. But he compared the current Tory government's view on the illegal immigration coming across the English Channel from Calais, and compared the Tory government to the Nazi Party in a tweet. And initially was shot down for comparing the government to Nazis, and he.
But why was he shot? Because he spoke out, and you're not supposed to as an employee of the BBC.
Well, a BBC,
just wanna get
they
it-
should be.
get
I
the
mean,
facts out there.
they're not. They are the worst organisation going. But yes, you are meant to be impartial, and I say that in the biggest.
But he's not an employee of the BBC.
He's not an employer.
Any more than we're employed by the company that we sometimes work together for. We're not.
Yeah, not employed, but you have certain standards
Yeah.
to hold for if you're working for an impartial organisation, and you are going as far left with your views as can possibly go, and comparing the Tory party to the Nazi party, where if it had gone completely the opposite direction and you were flipping it round and it was a right-wing view, the right-wing view would have been cancelled, cut down. You would not have heard from them on television again, apologies or not, or anything like this. Gary Lineker said a viewpoint against which I'd say a large proportion, again, of the country would disagree with.
You've guessed that.
No, I haven't. I'm basing that a lot on the
You haven't
reason.
held your own.
I'll tell you what, I will hold my own point on that in terms of what I would say they would disagree. I think, and this is another episode entirely, but a lot of the Brexit vote, a lot of people who voted Brexit admitted, as we all did, that one of the most important things to us was getting control back of our own borders. That was one of the biggest points that was going. Not every point and not for every person, but a large majority wanted control.
I think
of their
that
own
was
borders.
documented at the time that
Yeah.
was a big reason. I just want to
Yes.
correct on a couple of things about.
Just a couple.
When you say correct,
No,
you
no,
mean
no,
on.
the Gary Lineker thing.
Shit's about to get real.
Just for clarification, he didn't compare the Tory party to Nazis. He compared their immigration policy, saying it was written in the same language as the Nazi propaganda.
Potato, potato.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it's quite different. It's,
No,
it's
no,
not.
no.
It's not comparing the two parties. It's
Okay.
comparing a.
Okay. Different plate,
A
same
policy.
restaurant. Different plate, same restaurant. There we go. We'll do that.
How about different restaurants, same plate?
No, it wouldn't be, would it? It'd be a different plate in the same restaurant because it falls under the same
It's an
umbrella.
unusual expression. That.
Yeah, I know, but I make them up. See.
I've not heard. I'm
No,
sure
I
you
know,
do.
yeah.
Like your stats.
Oh, thank you.
But
I've heard one stat from you yet. The stats can be
that's
interpreted.
because I'll only bring them if I'm sure of them.
Okay, no, I can bring stats next time. Otherwise, I'll bring a load
I'll
of
try not to
stats.
make claims unless I can actually back them up. But I just want to make that for people listening. It's not. He wasn't comparing. It is important to say he wasn't comparing the party, the Tory party to the Nazi party. He was comparing their immigration policy written in the language of the
Okay,
Nazi.
if you're
not literally in German,
if you're,
but in the same.
I was going to say, not literally, if you are going as literal as you can be with it, that is what you did. But primarily, the larger scale thing, he did not shy away from any comparisons with the Tory party and the Nazi party. Any that were either put up
But
there.
did he?
or-
I mean, I don't know where that's not what he was. Not sacked. Asked not to go to work for.
He refused to apologise for it and
Yeah, he
views
did,
and things
yeah.
like that. But
But should he need to apologise? If that's his view, then why should he apologise?
Whether he's right or wrong,
Yeah.
that's his view, and it is on his own. Was it Twitter?
Yeah, it's
It was his own Twitter account, not anything connected with the BBC. Why should he apologise?
I don't think he should have had to apologise.
Right. Okay. Right.
Don't-
Just watch that, Mike.
I don't think he should have had to apologise. I think 100% should have just been sacked. Apology is irrelevant.
Why should he have
Why
been
should he be
sacked
sacked?
for a view, for his own personal view?
Because the BBC are meant to be impartial.
They're clearly not though.
I 1,000% agree with you. That's why they are. Oh, if they ever bought out Man United, I had my brother-in-law say to me, if United get bought out, who I said, I don't care where the money comes from, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, blah, blah, blah. What happens if the BBC bought them out? I said, never, ever.
Well, the BBC wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I know.
Because they're impartiality.
Yeah, but again, I haven't paid the BBC TV licence in 3 years and stopped watching live TV and any live streaming purely because would not fund them a penny. They're left-wing, favoured, anti-Tory comments, and their viewpoints are off-putting. Nothing good on the TV these days either.
I don't think anyone should have to apologise. Whatever side they're on, I completely believe in freedom of speech. And I think that sacking him for having an opinion is attacking his freedom of speech, and it's cancel culture.
Is there any such thing as a cancel
I
culture?
don't think there is, but
No,
if there was an argument for cancel culture, then the potential sacking of Gary Lineker would be it.
Okay, 2 points. First of all, yes, there is a cancel culture, which was brilliantly introduced by the left as a way of anyone that disagreed with them trying to eradicate them. And my second point, which if I was on the BBC and I decided to tweet that I don't believe that children or youngsters should be taught anything to do with transgender issues or by transgenders, okay, as my own opinion and viewpoint, I would be cancelled instantly.
What do you define as cancelled?
Cancelled, lose your job, and sort of banished from the public eye.
So who banishes?
Who banishes? Well, you get cut off from your job, and then the public eye you could stay in as much as your own followers, but you don't have the same platform to portray your views.
This is what I explained when we were having breakfast earlier on. The whole thing about freedom of speech, and you are allowed to say what you want, but you have to be accountable for that.
So it's not freedom of speech?
Well, it is. Accountability could be something like you coming into my house and saying, "Oh, Man U are the best team in the world." I'm going to put a caption there for that. And me being a Liverpool fan, which I'm not, just for the record, and saying, you can't come in my house and say that, and pushing you out the door.
Freedom of speech, and this is where people sometimes get confused, which pisses me off. They think that freedom of speech means just freedom to say something. It doesn't just mean freedom to say it. It means freedom to not only say it, but freedom from repercussion.
No.
Yes, it
No,
does.
you got to be responsible for your own.
Freedom of speech ends. Sorry, Gary.
Do you know what? I'm glad you done that because I didn't think of the last word there.
Freedom of speech ends at the point of shouting fire in a packed theatre. That's the classic example, because then you can cause things to happen with your speech.
Yeah. Still, it's not freedom of speech if you haven't got the freedom against repercussions afterwards. That's the issue.
So you shouldn't say anything at all ever again.
100%. I'd get strung up for it.
So what you're saying is Gary Lineker should be able to say what he wants without any repercussions?
I believe that he should, yes. Gary Lineker should be able to. Gary Lineker should be able to. The BBC, however, have a duty for their employers to remain impartial, so the BBC should have it upon themselves.
And the newscasters and the newsreaders and all that, they do sign impartiality contract, and they are not allowed to express those opinions. Gary Lineker didn't sign that contract, so he wasn't bound by those same rules.
Agreed, if he hasn't signed the contract.
So whether he's wrong or right, he shouldn't lose his job because he didn't sign that contract saying that his job...
I think the BBC should not employ anybody that has extreme views one way or another.
At most, they should just not renew his contract.
Yes.
But to sack him is a whole other thing.
I'd go on that, but the whole furor when it was portrayed, the left introduced cancel culture. The left introduced...
Stop banging the table.
all right. And the left introduced cancel culture, the right introduced the phrase woke. Okay? Now, when those two entities combine, you're going to get messy results as seen with the Gary Lineker thing. You've got the woke version on one side and the cancel culture on the other side. I think, though, the cancel culture needs to be effective to both left supporting politics and right supporting politics. And at the moment, cancel culture does not affect left supporting politics in whatever way it's prescribed.
Look at Bud Light.
Elaborate.
Toy Story.
The recent story with Bud Light having a trans guy on...
Mulvaney.
Dylan Mulvaney.
Yes.
On their can, and the MAGA pro-Trump lot are all up in arms. They're the snowflakes, effectively, that have cancelled Bud Light. So it does work two ways. I also disagree that the left have introduced cancel culture, because as you pointed out, I don't know if we recorded this or if this was off air, you pointed out that the right wing are pretty much in power everywhere. So I don't know how the left could then be in control of who's cancelled and who's not.
The left have brought this in to reduce the strength that the right hold. Secondly, in terms of the Mulvaney thing with the Bud Light, I have no issue with Bud Light using Mulvaney, whatever way they want to do. If they want that advertising view, that's no issue. But the MAGA Trump supporters and that who want to cancel it, it's not really going to be much success. From the grand scheme of things.
Apparently Bud Light have lost a lot of money over it.
Well, this is it. They lost $3 billion.
Was that how much? Is it?
$3 billion, which in a
I'm not
£3
gonna
billion
challenge
firm is crazy. But I think, and I would need to confirm this again, I'm pretty sure Bud Light had a value around about the 70 billion. So in terms of...
Well, they're part of... what's the company? Ouse?
Couldn't tell you.
It's a big conglomerate company, isn't it?
Just
That
for the-
own lots of
Can we
different...
just, to the listeners who don't know who Bud Light is, who is he?
Budweiser.
Bud-
It's not a guy.
Oh, is it not?
Brilliant.
It's not
not
Bud
a guy
Light,
called Bud
oh,
Light.
Oh, is it not?
It's not.
Oh, I thought it's...
Gold.
Oh, superb. Oh, who is this bloke, Sky News?
I thought I was going to make a joke about me, and I thought I better not, because it's...
Oh, superb.
But it's actually...
Yes.
Oh, man.
Budweiser Light.
Oh, well, was Carl Pilkington cancelled? Oh, man. But yeah, I see, while when the right try to cancel someone or something, the left fight back with a vengeance, and the left will normally prevail. As even in the Bud Light thing.
Though?
Yes, they do, yes. You look at the people on the right who have been cancelled and compare it to people on the left that have been cancelled. The large percentage of
Name
people...
some, just so we've got something to argue with.
Crikey. Ron Atkinson, cancelled.
Ron Atkinson, football guy.
Football guy
What
is
did
the first one that comes to mind.
What did he do?
He said the N word live on air, which is an extreme example.
What, nil-nil?
The N-word on air?
Yeah. Extreme example.
Well, yeah, I mean...
There have been... next episode, I will bring a list of people who have been
it's
completely
fine, I just
swept.
want to have someone so we could actually... Like,
Yeah. Obviously, Ron Atkinson is probably the worst example, because he obviously was genuine, saying the N-word on air, you're going to lose your job, and rightly so. But there have been other occasions where people have lost their jobs for what you'd call misdemeanours.
But where do you draw the line, personally, between saying the N-word and saying something that you shouldn't? Where's your cut-off for freedom of speech?
Well, it's not freedom of speech.
You just said that the N-word, saying the N-word is inappropriate.
The reason I wouldn't say the N-word is just more about a respect thing.
Right. So
Because
why do you
of
not
the
apply that to other things?
Because a word...
Other words.
Other words, they're not really any sort of that would carry the same offence.
They haven't got the same gravity. As the
Yeah,
N-word.
that's it. Yeah,
Okay,
and
no, I
they
just
could be
wanted to get an
explained. Yeah,
idea.
but with a word, it's not a case of I wouldn't say it. But
The C
in
word?
general,
Don't
C
say it
word's
or
fine
I'll
to
have to
say.
bleep it.
Yeah,
You can say it on this if I choose
Yeah.
to delete it, I will. But
yeah, but no, it's there are other words and things that you can choose not to say. The same as you've got the freedom, for example, if you're moving a nice old lady and you turn up at the house and she says, "Good morning, gentlemen," and you say, "Oh, fuck off, you old hag." That's not going to do you any good.
Not for you,
No,
Tim.
but you're not doing
Yeah.
that publicly. You're not going on.
No,
you
but
haven't taken a picture, I put it on Facebook and
No.
saying "fuck this old lady."
the same.
we're moving
All right, the
today.
same way if someone makes a Facebook comment or something like that, in the way you reciprocate the Facebook comment and reply to that, you can say, not. You can put it in a polite, eloquent way, in a well-mannered way, or you can just become a keyboard warrior and throw loads of words, which makes you just look like a moron. You've all both got the freedom of speech and the freedom of expression.
See, my take on this is generally you get this word snowflake bandied around a lot.
Yes.
Usually from the right, talking about the left.
Yep.
Whereas generally I find it's the other way round. It's the right wing that are offended most by things. Offended by things that they don't understand or are willing to accept that the world is changing.
No, not having it. No, the right wing
For example, the Bud
crying
Light situation.
snowflake at the
Lovely
left.
bloke.
Getting offended by a guy on a beer can.
It's more of
That's what I would call snowflake behaviour.
It's more of an irony.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan Mulvaney's a transgender.
It's trans man.
But
Sorry, trans woman.
Didn't make the beer taste any different, did it?
No, exactly.
It's the advert.
That's the point.
So.
But you wouldn't believe the way Kid Rock, for example. I used to like Kid Rock's music. I still do. There's nothing wrong with the music. He bought a load of Bud Lights and put them up in his garden, and he was shooting them and videoing them and that kind of stuff. There was another country singer, Brantley Gilbert, that did something on stage, and Travis Tritt, all country singers, and this is me as a country fan saying this, and they were very offended by the fact that Bud Light used this image on their can. And that's what I would consider being snowflake, because they behave like that about it.
That's selective snowflake.
Most country singers are from the south, aren't they?
Not necessarily. I mean, Keith Urban's Australian, which
Yeah,
is
but-
south, admittedly.
Yeah.
But,
Brilliant argument.
but you know what I mean.
All the people
I
in the
know
south
you-
fuck their sisters anyway, don't they?
Apologies if this makes it to the Bible Belt over there. Most people from I mean, if that was true, then there wouldn't be that many people, I guess.
You got proof? Yeah, people with no teeth. How are you doing? All them sort of people.
Shane McGowan,
I don't know who that is. Is that another drink?
singer from the Pogues, he hasn't got many teeth. I don't
Nah.
think it's because he fucked his sister.
I don't know.
How do we get here?
Yeah, Gary just said. Yeah.
See, again, we're probably we get algorithms, so you get media presented to you that matches the things that you're already in agreement with. So I get things saying about right wingers getting offended by stuff, and that's why I take the stance that it's right wingers that are being the snowflakes.
Or is it the left manipulating the media and the advertising campaign to make it be
Stop
the
that.
right wing are going snowflake? In the same way, for example, Carlsberg, right? As Man United fans, the majority of Man United fans will not touch Carlsberg.
Is that their
because,
sponsor? Okay.
No.
Right, okay.
Was a main sponsor of Liverpool Football
Mrs.
Club.
Berg?
Right, okay.
And
Right. I know it's on
Yeah.
the red top somewhere.
And
but okay.
primarily, you will not touch Carlsberg. We don't want anything to do with Carlsberg because of their history with Liverpool when they were funding Liverpool. And there are
that's
other
the only reason?
sponsorships. Yeah, purely that. So they won't. So they'd be against it.
Right.
And Carlsberg...
Not
would
because
be-
they hired slaves or anything like that, but because
No,
they used to
purely
be for a
because of
team that they
yeah,
present.
yeah. And I still think Carlsberg do carry links with Liverpool as well. But primarily,
got
there
a
will
brewery
be
there?
no interest in that.
Why is Manchester not supported?
Sponsored.
Sponsored by someone like Boddington's, thank you, or someone like that have a brewery in Manchester. Who do Boddington's sponsor?
Because
They used to, didn't they?
Boddington Bees.
Man United are
Boddington
supported.
peas down at the bottom of the garden.
Manchester United are supported by Tampax because they're going for a bad period.
Not because they're all stuck up.
We've just got
cunts.
to the FA Cup final. We've just won the League Cup
We
final.
missed that one.
And we are...
We?
yeah,
We-
Do you own them?
We.
Do you play for them?
No.
Go on, Bert.
You really want to open this? Oh, brilliant. Bert, help me out.
Was it we that were beaten 7-2 recently?
Weren't beaten 7-2.
7-1.
Sorry, 7-0.
Fuck you. Right,
Oh, you could have let that go with that. But I appreciate your honesty there.
They usually be sponsored by 7-Up.
Hey! Fucking...
Now, how come my stuck-up
down.
cunts joke didn't get a laugh? But the
Yeah,
7 Up
because
one
I'm
did?
actually a bit angry about how this stuff panned out. I think, yeah. No, because they're not sponsored by a local sponsorship.
Who sponsors
Deal.
Man United?
At the moment, it is TeamViewer.
What are they?
They're a
Oh, that's a like Zoom thing,
internet
isn't it?
Zoom.
Yeah.
Called, yeah. But they've done that.
Is that how they get their crowd up?
Well, the sponsorship deal, I believe, is worth about 800 million over. I think it was 4 seasons or 5 seasons.
Is that a lot in football terms?
It's a decent amount, yeah, for a shirt.
I don't know. That could be.
When we
pennies in
signed it,
football terms.
it was the biggest shirt sponsorship deal in the world.
Right.
Still can't beat Liverpool.
How do
Is
you
this
not-
is this true? This is something I've heard. And it might be wrong about the most sold football kits globally is Ipswich Town.
No, Manchester United. Man United. Are the
And I was
biggest
told that because of the Ed Sheeran thing.
Yeah, no, not at all. The most, in fact, there was an interview they had on a.
My phone's there. Can someone look it up?
They had.
I can look it up.
Yeah.
What's that? The most sold football shirt.
I'm not saying I'm right, but I'd heard that from multiple
I'll do it 'cause
sources.
I don't know anything about
From
football.
multiple sources.
There was
so-
actually an interview the other day on one of these main sports radio stations, Talksport, banging station.
No, let's not advertise other.
Oh yeah, no, fucked him.
If you're slagging off BBC...
Oh, yeah,
we
no,
can't-
Talk Sport's where it's at, no.
Yeah.
But they are views of... I had this shirt collector on, and collect old replica shirts and,
Right.
and they said, what is the biggest selling here? Manchester United has always been and continues to be the biggest
I get that it has
shirt
been
seller.
over in history,
and
but
continues
I heard
to
that the
be now.
last couple of seasons, simply because of Ed Sheeran designed the Ipswich Town one, didn't he?
Yeah,
And it's
no,
got his...
I don't think that
mathematical
Ed
symbols and
Sheeran
stuff.
fans compared to Man United have about 1 billion fans across the world. Ed Sheeran,
I wouldn't be surprised if Ed Sheeran's got 1 or 2 around the world.
Yeah, I'm not denying that, but 1 billion is a lot of people to actually go out there and buy a shirt.
Fact.
1 billion.
From Will there, 1 billion is a lot.
That's
It's
right.
more than 10, isn't it?
Well, it's a lot in some.
Not as many as a
aspects.
trillion, though,
If I
is it?
said if I said there's 1 billion stars in our galaxy, you think that's a lot, but in the grand scheme,
I would
of
say
things,
that's
there's
fuck all.
actually
I'd
not
say
exactly
there's-
that. So 1 billion doesn't always have to be a lot, does it?
Are we just talking in forever or just 2022?
I think in recent history, like this year or last season, whatever it is,
Well, in 2022, Manchester United sold 3.2 million
units of
shirts.
kits, yeah, right.
Then it's around.
Globally, 3.2
globally.
million, is that all?
Is it globally?
For 1 billion fans.
Most sold shirt sales just that year.
Okay.
3.2. Well, yeah, a lot of them come, from countries that don't
Yeah.
have the money. So Man United said, we're at Ipswich.
Oh, look
Not
who's,
on the
look
list.
who's fourth.
Liverpool all the way down there. Good, stay
But
with
not
it.
Ipswich. Okay. Again,
Yeah.
I know fuck all about football, as you know, but that's just what I had heard because of the whole Ed Sheeran thing, that he'd sold a lot.
Teachers, don't always believe it. We.
Oh, I don't, which is why I asked you.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah.
That's exactly why I asked.
Yeah,
I
no,
asked Gary to look it up. I didn't just guess, make assumptions.
But that might be wrong. It's
If
only
you
the
wind
internet.
this back and listen, you'll notice that I didn't make the claim.
No, nor did I. I'm having it.
No, you were right on that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just enjoying the moment. Smuggler.
Enjoy it, because it won't last.
Can you sit still and enjoy it though? 'Cause you keep-
Yes, I must apologise. What I think I'll do is I'll do this in stereo, and Gary, I'll put us on the left-hand speaker and Will on the right. So every time he makes a noise like that, he just cancels
Well,
himself.
I'm not used to sitting down. Used to being proactive, working hard all the time.
Smoking,
Smoking.
walking around on
Do you
the
think
phone.
you're fidgeting because of the amount of Pepsi you drink?
No.
It makes you
That's only my
weird.
4th can today.
It's 10 to 12.
Yep.
Fourth can.
Of Coke. I've been up since very early.
See, where was the Mickey Mouse hand?
Covering my tests.
Anyway, Gary Lineker.
Yeah, so Gary
Yes,
Lineker.
Gary Lineker.
Didn't he used to play for Liverpool?
No. Tottenham.
Oh, Tottenham,
Barcelona,
that's right. Yeah.
England.
Everton.
England, yeah. Didn't he go like abroad as well in the later
Barcelona.
years? Barcelona.
Yeah,
Right.
Barcelona's in Spain.
Is it in Spain? Is
Another
it?
fact.
Ah. See, he's full of the geographical stuff today, isn't he?
Yeah, full of something. Go on, go say.
No, yeah, I don't need to.
So the beauty of those that are paying for the to watch the video, I'm editing as well, so that there will be captions coming up across the screen at various points during this, which I have complete control over.
And certain people cut out completely.
Yeah.
And there may be additions, like if we talk about something and then later on it's proved to be wrong, I might just put that as a footnote as well, just for the purpose of correctness.
I think so, because most
Not
of what he
political
says
correctness.
will prove that it's wrong, because he just talks.
No, we'll just prove that he was right about the football show.
Oh, that hurt you, didn't it? That hurt you. Go on, quick, think of something funny to say.
I don't need to, because
You do, because that's what you got.
Still got beaten 7-0 though, didn't they?
yeah. Was you at home or away?
Doesn't matter.
By the arch rival, is that a whole team thing? Man U versus Liverpool. It's not just you.
They're a mid-table side.
And they still beat you?
Absolute scum. We were tired. We played lots of games recently, and
Why don't you like Liverpool?
Had they not played the same amount of games?
No, they hadn't. No,
Right,
we
okay.
played loads more games. Than
How many
Different,
more?
what the European
Quite.
leagues and stuff. Is it?
Liverpool when
Two-
they got knocked
two-
out of the Champions
two or three
League.
more games?
No, we were in the final of the league. Well, I think we've played 20 more games this season than Liverpool.
Rubbish.
And they are
20?
20 more games this
Prove
season.
it.
Well, we got to the League Cup final.
But you
Liverpool
always say Liverpool are
Got
shit,
the
so you
FA
should beat them anyway.
Yeah.
You should beat them whether you've played 50
Do
more
you
games.
think Liverpool are shit, or you just don't like them? Do you think they are a shit team?
I think they are a club that should be despised globally for everything they stand.
But are they shit players?
Why? What? Well, yeah, why? Why?
Oh,
why
no.
have you got this?
Are they bad players? I mean, they're not in like the fucking
Wrexham.
West Suffolk pub league, are they?
No.
They're in the same league, so they can't be
Average players for a statue club.
average.
Why don't you like
Players and
Liverpool?
all that.
FC?
Carlsberg.
Just no interest with them really whatsoever. Don't see them as a threat.
Probably the best sponsor in the world.
And
but you don't go off at other teams. It's just Liverpool.
He does,
in
Man
particular.
City.
They have a
He had a dig out of Man City earlier on.
Yeah, they've got
Not
a
fair.
self-entitled bunch of. It's what they are.
Self-entitled.
They stand for, yeah. They've got a self-righteousness about them. It's all we, this and everything else.
You've been saying we won, we were tired.
Yeah, but they use it in a different way, don't they?
What if they're in France?
That's what they say.
Don't.
I'm a calico.
Don't. My missus does the accent when she wants to piss me off.
What accents?
Hey. That's all you need to do, isn't it? Hey.
No, I just don't like them. Some people have, I'm sure there are
Apologies
bands
to
out there.
Scousers.
I'm sure there are bands out there that you don't like, and there are rugby teams out there that you don't like.
There are.
Football-
I'll never fucking tell them
Exactly. Why not?
because they beat me up.
Wait, why would they beat you up if
Because
they're,
they're big,
nice, pleasant
brawny-
people?
They would.
But
It doesn't matter. Even
the
if
bands
if,
that I don't like aren't generally because I think they're bad musicians. I think they can, like, for instance, Pink Floyd. Controversial. I'm not a fan of Pink Floyd, but I think they are absolutely amazing musicians. I just don't like the material they put out.
Another Brick in the Wall is like a classic all time. How can you not be a fan of
It
that
is.
song?
Because I find it boring.
What?
But I think the musicianship is amazing.
brick
They're
walls are boring when you just look
absolutely
at them.
amazing musicians.
Yeah, that's why. But another.
But I
Brick
just
in-
find the
song.
material boring. So I've just backed up my argument. Why don't you like Liverpool? I've just told you why.
Because they bore me.
I still respect Pink Floyd as well. I wouldn't slag off Pink Floyd.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't diss someone wearing a Pink Floyd shirt.
I don't diss them. I pity them
Why?
because
You just got no answer, have you?
This-
It's nice.
No.
Right wingers often don't have an answer.
no,
They have emotions.
I've
and-
got they can say
insults.
whatever they'll say. It's jealousy and all this sort of stuff. We're the most successful English club of all time. They're not. They have this profound idea that they should be on top of this podium.
I've
Which
never
they're
heard
not.
that.
The only time they've ever won anything is when either COVID has interfered, VAR has interfered. Never won anything on merit in the last God
Oh,
knows
the
how many
VAR
years.
thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't that work for both teams though? Don't
No,
both
you'd
teams
think,
have
you'd
VAR?
think, you'd think it would.
You
You'd think.
know what you'd think.
You'd think it would, but no,
I
it
do
doesn't.
think
No,
quite a lot.
The amount of decisions they get themselves is absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous.
So what is it? Are they paid? The refs paid off by them, or
Ah, they ain't got the money to pay the refs, have they?
so? What? How does it work then?
Just favouritism, subconscious favouritism from people
Based
from the
on
north.
what? Why favouritism?
Probably from people who supported them in the 60s and the
People
70s.
from the north.
And if that's
Man
the
United
case,
in the
then
north.
why are they still not as high as Man U?
Why Liverpool not as high as us? Because
I'm guessing. I have no idea
Because
where
we're
they
a
are
better
in
team.
the tables.
we're a better team.
Right. Okay. So what's the problem then? If you're still a better team with all the favouritism and everything else, what's the problem?
Okay, hypothetical turnaround here from you. There, I'm sure, are people in the world that you don't like. You can think of one or two, right?
Mhm.
And probably, subconsciously, you'd probably think, oh, in the grand scheme of things, you're probably a better person than that person. Well, why do you waste your energy not liking that person if they're not as good as you?
There's a difference between not.
Ah,
No.
no.
There's a
I'm having
difference between not liking and
Point
actively
your fucking finger in front of me again.
actively going out there to.
I don't go actively out there to antagonise.
Oh, you do.
Anyone following him on
do.
Facebook,
Oh,
Liverpool,
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Liverpool this.
Nah. I don't go out there
Sometimes
to
you put a
antagonise.
statement, I don't know what it's about, but I can fucking guarantee it's about Liverpool.
Yeah.
Nah, not all the
I
time.
don't know what it means.
Nah, not all
But
the
it's about,
time.
you talk about Liverpool more than you do Man U.
No, I'm not having it.
Yes,
have a
you
look.
do.
Nah.
You got him on Facebook?
All
Yes.
right, have a look. All right, okay.
I'm a fan. You have a look.
All right, I'll have a look.
It's up to you whether you want to post a link on here for
No,
people to
I'm
find
good
you. Let's keep
on
it
it.
It's-
a bit of distance.
Right, here we go.
Here we go.
Facebook, okay. Right, that's about today. That's about Spurs, taking a look at Spurs.
Maguire, right, okay.
That's about work. That was about Harry Maguire again, who's the worst footballer in the world.
He's
What
Liverpool.
team
yeah?
is he?
He's a Liverpool fan, giving me a bit of grief about not winning a
So that's
quadruple.
Liverpool.
Who's Harry
No.
Maguire?
Harry
Was he
Maguire's our defender.
your defender?
He's a shambles of a human being. Harry Maguire again. So that when I was in France, happy birthday, family day out. That was again him putting on my wall.
That's a Liverpool.
Him putting on my wall,
Liverpool.
not putting there. So I'm still looking here. That was about my daughter. That was anniversary when you couldn't say River
Yeah.
Thames correctly.
Yeah.
And I thought, have we
Can
actually
we
got
put a
that?
link to that
Oh,
one?
yeah.
What's the River Thames, Gary? Is that Gary
Show the camera.
Redfern? What is the River Thames? That's not the Thames. That's the River Thames. That is. Thames, it is Thames, mate. Thames is Thames. River Thames. Well done, Gary. I don't need to be 4-3 anymore. River Thames, ladies and gentlemen.
So that was on there. Well done, Gary. Then we've got a picture of Mother's
Hang on,
Day.
mate. Right. Back in the day,
But I haven't
right?
seen any Man U ones yet.
No. There's no.
There's still been more
Oh,
than
there we
Liverpool,
go.
Liverpool.
16th of March.
Liverpool.
Yeah, all right. 16th of March. There was one.
16th of March.
And that's as far as you went. Because you know that there was obviously something had happened around then.
Anyway, Gary.
So 11 days ago, and then you went off for Liverpool.
Thames.
Anyway, Thames. Back in the Old English, when people spoke Old English, back in the olden times in England.
In England.
Yeah. They called the River Thames the River Thames, and I was just trying to culturalise my fellow co-worker in the Old English, and he sort of taken the piss.
Do you want to verify if this is true or not?
They're talking out his arse.
That's true because you were there.
Yeah,
I don't know either way. There may be some truth in
There
that.
is. There is some truth in it. You Google, was Thames pronounced Thames in Old English?
River Thames origin pronunciation.
And it'll go, yeah,
Let us know in the comments what you think.
Thames.
The pronunciation of Thames comes from the word's original spelling, which had pre-Celtic roots.
Yeah.
Simply put, the river's name has always been pronounced Thames. Has always been pronounced Thames with a simple T sound.
Shall I show the
Let
camera?
me just see.
Always been pronounced Thames. There we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
but what happened
It's true.
was,
Yeah.
that was before Google.
Things happened before Google, yeah.
Look, I was tired. I've been driving all morning, and
We were loading up. It was 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but it was bloody South London.
Yeah, I know we were.
And we had to leave early. You made yourself a coffee, not the driver.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee.
Or tea, whatever. See, and
Your facts aren't standing up here, are they?
I got it wrong. I hold my hands up. I got it wrong. What can I say?
That one keeps coming back to haunt you, though, doesn't it?
It does.
That was ironic that it was on there as well, wasn't it? That's
Every
brilliant.
year it comes back as a memory.
But it must say something that's the same thing that gets, it's not like a regular thing you're getting wrong, though. You must take something from that you can only hit you with the same.
Oh no!
weapon
There's plenty.
Once a year.
There's plenty. Some of it doesn't get posted.
I've seen a video about when you were ordering a pizza in France.
I got the pizza that I wanted. He had fucking cheese and tomato. I got a meat feast. With
But it was
all
the ordering of it, though.
Yeah,
It was-
but I still got it.
In France. What flavours do you do?
Chicken. I love chicken.
Yeah. Right, the only thing I understood, you went, wank. You understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell, man.
So I reckon that's about. Any final thoughts on Gary Lineker? I mean, we haven't really.
His personal views are his personal views, which I respect, but fuck him. Fuck the BBC for their left-wing bias. Their Diane Abbotts, their Gary Linekers, their Jeremy
Diane Abbott
Corbyns and
doesn't
everything
work for
sort of
BBC.
thing. She's been on the BBC more than enough times.
So is Jimmy Savile.
Diane Abbott is in the same
But I
basket
realise that
as
wasn't a
the
strong
other-
argument from my point of view. That.
Yeah. No, Diane Abbott is the best thing that'll happen to the Labour Party is getting rid of her. It's one of the reasons why the Tories will always be successful with the likes of Diane Abbott in the Labour Party, because someone's so inept, so clueless, such a fungus on our society, gets plenty of airtime and a chance to ridicule herself and almost get support.
So have we got the Diane Abbott? We're talking about Gary Lineker.
Yeah, no, but it's the BBC.
Okay, lots of people go on the BBC.
Yeah.
Over the years, there's been one or two.
A whole host of murderous rapists and paedophiles
Yeah.
on the BBC.
Yeah, I'm not siding with them. I'm just going against Diane Abbott.
Okay, well, we're talking about Gary Lineker.
Yeah, fuck him too. But
Right,
his own views.
Okay, that's the message
Yeah,
from you. My thing is, he should be allowed to say what he wants on his own private Twitter feed, unless he signs something to say that he won't do that. Gary?
I don't really give a shit either way. if he wants to say it, say it. And
And that's why we're arranged the way we are.
It doesn't bother me. I think we should stop the people coming over on the boats, and Gary Lineker will not be housing these people who come over on the boats, and
How should we stop them coming over again?
fucking shoot them out the water.
That's a strong stuff. Not fucking over and farting as well now. That's not exactly sitting in the middle there on the fence.
with British-made weapons.
So. I'm going to try and make a really serious point now.
Right, go on, focus.
Will's literally shitting himself over there.
Right.
And I'll get my mate Bob Bud Light to come and help me shoot them.
So what we've established is from I don't know what we've established from this.
We've established that Gary sits in the middle and he's just fallen completely
He's
on the
gone
right.
Completely on the right.
Welcome to the
I
club.
was going to make a point about the immigration policy. I think that's going to fall on deaf ears if I make that point.
No, go on, make a
No, go
point.
on.
Make a
Well, I
point.
don't know the ins and outs, but the whole thing is that there's legitimately no legal route into the UK. Mm-hmm. So they can only come here illegally
You said it.
and then get
Deported.
assessed.
There would
Once
be.
they're here, there's no legitimate legal route.
There
And
would-
being members of the UN, we have to
There,
allow them
there would be,
right to asylum.
you're quite right, there would be a legal route were we directly close by the countries they're coming from. But when they are walking through France and Germany and Holland and Portugal and places like this and Spain, to get to us, they are going through numerous legal
I don't think that
routes.
there's any rule that says they have to stop in the first safe country.
Well, if
They do.
no,
There is, isn't there?
No, they don't have to stay in the first, but they can apply for the first safe country that they are in. However, they choose not to. Why? Because we have a big welcome open.
My phone's being used to record this at the moment, but I'm sure there's a sort of thing that we actually still take per capita fewer immigrants than other countries anyway. So
We're a lot
asking them to
smaller
take
than
more.
we're a lot smaller
Per
than
capita.
France and okay.
You know what that means?
No.
Should we wrap that up there? What are we going to talk about next? Gary, you can pick one.
Let's talk about. Well, should we carry on the immigration thing?
Okay, we could talk a bit more about
Because we've touched
immigration.
on it. And we'll talk about immigration and how we should.
So Gary Lineker might still cross over to this one, but
He could go back with them on the boats, couldn't he?
If you're talking about immigration,
we
should
say
we
back
also,
with them,
should
I
we
mean,
also
he's
talk
from
about
England,
firearms and things in that case as well? The
in-
legality of us having them?
What, firearms?
Yeah.
No, we get the Navy to shoot them.
see you next week.
See you later. Bye.
Bald Statement starred Rob Lewis, Gary Redfern, and Will Atkins. Recorded at Rob Lewis Music Services Studio in Ipswich, UK. This fantastic theme tune is Rumble by Mojo, edited and produced by Rob Lewis. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and listen again.